A 90th anniversary milestone in our church history deserves some reflection. We are what we are today thanks to the hard work and sacrifice of many dedicated people who managed to build a beautiful church during very difficult financial times. The detailed history we will save for our 100th celebration. It would be impossible to mention all the individuals who make up the 90-year history. There are too many. So instead, let's reflect on several important aspects of our 90 years. Let's go back to the year 1922. The year when Judy Garland, Doris Day, and Betty White were born. When Babe Ruth signed a 3-year contract with the New York Yankees for $52,000 a year. And the average yearly, not monthly, salary was $1,305. (1922) was the year the congregation itself was formed by a group of Orthodox worshipers who were forced out of St. John the Baptist Greek Catholic Church following a long, ugly battle that ended in a lawsuit. We were chartered in 1923, and the Union Avenue Church dedicated in 1926. Several founders' names that appear in the Articles of Incorporation are still familiar today. George Leclerc, Andrew A. Kormos, Michael Sipko, Andrew Cover, John E. Sakarik, and Peter Kormos. We've been fortunate to have had several dedicated clergy and choir directors leading our parish. Very Reverend Joseph Antonoff, Very Reverend Joseph Stefanko, Right Reverend Vladimir Proslavsky, Very Reverend Nicholas Gabora, choir directors Reverend Ivan Ladajinski, Michael Russin, Very Reverend Daniel Resitar, and Professor John Resitar. Father Savachali was also attached to our parish for 10 years in his retirement, until his death in 1992. Father Eves Babbage was with us as an associate pastor from 2003 to 2005, until he was temporarily assigned to St. Peter and Paul Church in Lakewood, where he still serves. We also are fortunate to have had many excellent leaders. Our president's wall of photos in the church lower level exhibits many years of hard work and devotion. Here is St. Michael's Russian Orthodox Church when it was at 10,000 Union Avenue. The old St. Michael's Church was a very busy place. Services almost every day, meetings, Russian school, Bible school, and many social gatherings. For 50 years, this was a special time. With so many parishioners living very close to the church, the area was almost a village in itself. Kids played baseball behind the church, sometimes with Father Proslavsky and choir director Mr. Russin. Many older parishioners frequented the Yurch Tavern directly across the street from the church. In case there was a need for a dentist, Dr. Nicholas Ferenc was just down the street. If it were more serious, Dr. Mihalenko was located 2 blocks down on Union Avenue. And when all else failed, the Racinik Yurch Funeral Home was next door to Dr. Mihalenko, with Kostura Flowers just a few doors down. My husband Bill and I took a ride back to the old neighborhood one Saturday in October. Here is what the old St. Michael's looks like in 2012. It has been the Wings of Deliverance Faith Temple, a Pentecostal church, since we sold it in 1975 to Bishop Calvin Williams for $125,000. The Reverend Laverne McLean and her daughter gave us a tour. Pastor Laverne was very gracious, and everyone we met were so very nice to us. They show a strong pride in their church, even though they lack the money and people power to do needed repair and remodeling. Pastor McLean's father-in-law, Bishop Williams, who is now deceased, bought the church and lived in what we named the Music House. Since 5 different choir directors have lived in this house through the years, 2 of them being Father Daniel Resitar and Professor John Resitar. Pastor Laverne now lives in the adjacent house, which we used for Sunday school classes and meetings. And here is what was known for many years as St. Michael's Hall, 10,004 Union Avenue. Built in 1951 to serve as a meeting place for the parish and community, it became the center of activities for both the junior and senior members of our parish, as well as many community groups. Its bowling alleys and large banquet facilities met the needs of the community as well, and helped finance the structure. A very famous musician, Elvis Presley, performed one of his very first concerts at St. Michael's Hall, although he was second to the star performer, Pat Boone. And here is a typical wedding at the old St. Michael's Hall.